Devonte, years in the business, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself, my friend.
So 11 years in the business from Detroit, Michigan, and I work on Jeff's team.
Yep. All right, there we go. And Devonte, even though, people say, well, why would you still go through programs if you're in this every single day? You completed prospecting boot camp in 2021.
Yep.
You just joined one-on-one coaching, even though you've kind of had that through our system, but you said, nope, I want to increase my level of accountability. You've been through Listing Mastery 3 times, Buyer Mastery 3 times, Sales Rocket, 76 Hard, and you participated in Prospecting Live.
Yep.
So in 2024, you closed 57 units.
Yep.
2025 so far, you're already at 29 units and on pace to hit 75.
Yep.
Will this be your best year ever?
Yep, this is going to be my best year ever so far.
Best year ever.
Yep.
I love that. That's awesome. When you think about your business as it's gotten to this point, what's going to make this year your best year ever outside of the production? What did it take to make this year your best year ever in your mind?
So really it's just implementing coaches into my life with the things I'm working on with Kate, and then also some things I did with my fitness coach that I hired that's also, translated to my business success also.
What does that mean? Not everyone understands that.
So it's actually crazy. From coming to this event, I talked to Sasha last year about some health and fitness stuff, and she said she had a coach for fitness. So I ended up picking up a coach.
Yep.
But that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't at the event. And then, he put me on a real strict diet plan, step plan, workout routine. And then over time, it just starts to translate more into your business. And then me and Kate talked, and then now I got in coaching. So it's just really just more discipline, more structure to my life.
So help us understand, how does health, I kind of get it, but not everyone might follow. How does having a health coach or a trainer or a mentor in your physical health spill over into your real estate business?
Great question. So really, if I'm making correct and right decisions over here, naturally you're going to make correct and right decisions in other areas of your life.
Got it.
So that's really how it
So it's kind of like when we talk about the best self characteristics in the Live Unreal formula.
Correct. The best version of yourself.
Yep. I love that. Well, good for you. 65% of your business is listings sold. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Top source of listings year to date, expireds.
Yes, sir.
All right. So talk to us a little bit about your current expired routine.
So basically, I'm at the office every morning at 7:30 a.m. If I'm not there, it's a $500 check sitting on Kate's desk.
Yep.
And then also I have another set of accountability where I have to send Taylor a picture, too, of me being at the office at 7:30, where it's a financial penalty there, too. So it's just hitting it from both angles. Like, I can't not come to work. So.
Well, and you don't know this because I haven't shared this with you, but on the 725 call, there's an echo in the office when you speak and share your numbers. So I know you're in the office.
Oh, wow.
So there's another level. All right. So now we have 3 layers of accountability.
Yep.
So what time are you in every day?
7:30. Actually, I'm normally there like 7:25. I like to take the call from the office. I'm not scrambling and
I can tell. There's almost always an echo there.
Yep.
So I figured you had some sort of accountability set up on that. So you're there at 7:25, 7:30. Then what happens?
Getting prepared, get my numbers ready. Sometimes I do quick acknowledgments like, hey, I'm going to get back to you in the afternoon. If it's something that's super important that came in overnight, that's the only time I do that.
Yep.
And then...
So that if it's super important that came in overnight, you'll handle that before 8 a.m.
I'll acknowledge it before 8 a.m.
I'm sorry, you'll acknowledge it.
I'll acknowledge it.
So we covered obviously what that means. Is it the same meaning for you, what acknowledgement means?
Yep. So basically, if it's like a deal's blowing up or it's some type of negotiation going on that I fell asleep on, I'll say, hey, I'll be talking to my clients at 1 o'clock, I'll get back to you.
Yep.
That's just if it's something very, very important.
Yeah. Yep.
And then basically, like what you said, assume the position at 7:59.
Yep.
8 o'clock on Vulcan 7.
Yep.
Dialing. So.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. And how long are you calling for?
So normally about 2 hours.
Yeah. Tell us that routine. What happens from 8 a.m. to 10 o'clock?
Yep. So from 8 a.m. to 10 o'clock is new and old expired. So, but now what I'm doing with Kate, she has me, hitting these lists multiple times. Because I used to just call them one time because I was just of the mindset. There's so many people out there to call.
Somebody else is calling them.
Yeah, somebody else is calling them. But she really helped me break through that mental barrier of that. So now I'm hitting these people 2, 3, 4 times in one morning. So
2, 3, 4 times in one morning. So do you let it run? How many days back do you go? So basically, if you load up the dialer, which most of you are probably familiar with the dialer, especially with expireds, it always shows you the newest ones first. And then beneath that will be yesterday's, and beneath that will be the day before. Do you do anything unique with your settings, or you just select all and go?
So I always start with just today's in the beginning.
Yep.
And then like from that 8 to 9, 9:30 is from the last 7 days, because those are going to be the most likely to relist.
Got it.
And then after around like 10, 10:30, then I'm just going back. It could be 3 months, it could be 4 months, it could be a year back. You're just kind of playing the numbers game at that point.
Yep.
Yep.
And so what is your number of contacts per day? What is your goal, and what would you say you're averaging right now?
So my goal is 25 contacts a day and one appointment set.
Yep.
So any given day, I'm between like 15 and 25.
So 15 and 25?
Yep.
A day?
A day, yep.
A day. So when you heard me talking about intensity this morning, you're probably like, yep, check, check, check. That's pretty much what you're doing in the morning.
Correct, yeah.
So if you go back several days, is it likely that somebody you may have reached out to 7, 8, 9, 10 times, out of nowhere they answer?
Yeah, they answer out of nowhere, or they say, hey, I was just thinking about listing, or hey, call me back in 2 weeks. We're out of town right now.
Yep.
It's just weird. Like, I think it's just if you put the effort and activity in, like, you're going to get what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So it's weird how it happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure in some cases you set an appointment right on the spot.
Yeah.
But would you say in most cases the appointments come from lead follow-up?
Yeah, definitely. They normally do come from lead follow-up. The best appointments come from lead follow-up, I would say. Like, the most likely to list will come from lead follow-up.
Got it.
Because that hot expired, they may interview 2, 3, 4, 5 agents, or they may just be setting appointments with everybody. So, but because nobody goes the second step and start following up with them. So.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you have a conversation with these guys, and they don't set an appointment with you on the spot. And in your mind, it's a good listing. It's a potential for sure for sale. And all you got to do is follow up with them, and you still have a chance at getting it.
Correct.
So what does your follow-up plan look like with somebody that you had a good conversation with, but they're not ready to do anything right now?
Correct. So if they're a lead where I know they're probably going to list in the next 7 days, I'm calling them 2 to 3 times every day. I'm texting them. I'm calling them from my office line, calling from my cell, calling from my fiance's phone. Like, so I'm hitting them from every angle. So just so. If it's a hot lead and they're going to list, like, you got to really be.
And it's honestly, it's timing.
Correct.
What it comes down to is timing, catching them at the right time.
Yep.
So what else, when you think about your expired business, what comes next? All right, 10:30 rolls around. What goes on with the rest of your morning?
So from that point, I'm hitting like some of our internet leads. So it's kind of like a wild card, but I already have that identified before I even start calling them. Like sometimes it's circle prospecting. Sometimes it's just lead follow-up from people a year ago. Sometimes it's my giveaway list I'm hitting and things like that. But it's always identified before like that 10:30 to 11:30. We'll
talk about your giveaway list in a second, but one last thing on expireds. When you think about the appointment process of an expired, walk us through a typical expired appointment, or what it takes to have success with expireds once you get the appointment set.
Correct. So really the most important piece is trying to win the listing before you actually even get into the house.
Bingo.
So whenever I set an expired appointment, I'm emailing them the pre-listing packet, my reviews. I'm also texting them my reviews. I'm sending them my Instagram page, my Facebook page, just so that they can already be sold, like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about before he gets there.
It's part of the Plax model, the P, the pre-appointment process and routine. So you're sending them as much as you can for 2 reasons, I would guess, as a reason to create a touch between the time the appointment's set and the time you go on it.
Correct.
But also to build credibility before you get there. And so once you get there, then what's unique, or when you think about an expired appointment versus, because if I'm in the room and maybe things are shifting in my market, I'm actually finally going to try going after this source of business. I'm used to only working my database or only working internet leads. What's different about an expired appointment versus a database appointment?
So with an expired appointment, you might receive more objections. So it's not just as easy as just walking in and listing your cousin's house. So you really got to know your script. And for 6 months, I wrote the script every day. So I just know my scripts. I can.
Wait, you did what every day?
Wrote my scripts every day for 6 months.
For 6 months?
Yep.
So what does write my scripts every day for 6 months mean? What did you write?
So I was in an accountability group with like 5 other agents. So every day we had to send a picture of our timer, showing 30 minutes that you wrote out the listing presentation script, and then we had to send it in the group.
So you wrote out the listing appointment script once a day for 6 months?
Correct.
5 business days?
The pre-qualifying script, the listing presentation script. And then personally, I would just chant all the objection handlers one time.
Yep, and you chant the objection handlers.
Correct.
Which tomorrow we're going through, on day 3 at every summit retreat, as you know, we do the Stump the Chump, where I pull up a stool right here to the front of the stage and I go through every single objection, every single question. So make sure at some point, either, between breakouts or on your breaks, get those questions into that little Stump the Chump box that's at the Glover U booth, because we're going to go through them one by one. And many of them are going to be the same objections that you're receiving.
Correct. They're all the same objections. Like it's.
Yep.
they're starting to get a little different, but they're pretty much all the same.
Yeah, there's a few new ones.
Yeah.
We'll address those tomorrow. So the last thing I want to say on the expired appointment, obviously it's similar to a regular appointment, but just with more objections. Is there anything that you think of when you're on an appointment with an expired that is something you definitely do that's different, other than handling objections, than a regular database appointment?
Yep, so what I do is I kind of make it about them. I try to ask as many questions as possible. I don't go in and talk about our track record or anything like that. I just try to make it all about them and just show them like, hey, I really want to help you accomplish your goals. And it doesn't matter that I've sold X amount of homes, or our company is the #1 team. Like, I rarely even have that in my language. So it's really just all about them.
Because they do business with people who make them feel good.
Correct.
And in order to make people feel good, get them talking.
Correct.
And get them talking by asking questions. Most of those questions are probably the same questions you wrote out from the script.
Yep, that's all it is. Yep.
So you get them talking, and is it common that you get the listing right then and there on the spot, or do you have to do follow-up afterwards if they won't list with you? What does that process look like?
So normally I like to get on the spot, because once you leave that house, it's very tough getting that listing again, or getting back in that house.
Yeah.
Like, and if I don't get it, I try to figure out why I'm not getting the listing at that point.
So what is like one or two of your favorite closes to get them to sign on the spot?
Do you feel I can sell your home?
Do you feel I can sell your home?
And they say, yep, and I say, great, let's go ahead and get started.
Let's go ahead and get started.
I learned that one from you, so
Yep.
that's pretty much what I use.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you feel I can sell your home? Yeah, you seem like a sharp guy, Devonte. We like what you have to say, and before they can even think of anything else, you say,
let's go ahead and get started, and then I just slide the contract over to them.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. There we go. It works. It works. Have you ever tried my step out?
I haven't done that one yet. I think it's
What?
just my personality thing.
Oh, come on. Come on. You can do that. All right.
Tried that
Next
one yet.
time you don't get a listing, I'm going to ask you, did you step out?
Yep.
And you're going to say, no, okay, that's
Yep.
it. All right, let's move on from expires for a second. One thing that some of our audience is probably familiar with, because we've used some of your videos as examples on tours, is social media.
Yep.
And so what's really cool about Devonte, and he's kind of the benefactor of this, and it's a real win-win relationship. Alana studies the market as it relates to social media. She says to us, I think I have a great idea that's going to help us get business and help one of our agents or all of our agents succeed at a high level. What do you think? I'll take a look at it and say, okay, I could see how that would work. And then we usually say, okay, let's see if we can talk Devonte into doing it.
Yeah, I'm the guinea pig for it.
You're the guinea pig. But what ends up happening is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yep.
And then all of these guys are the benefactor of that, because
Yep.
then it ends up in our content on tour or our content at our events.
Yep.
And so it's been really fun to watch your growth on social media. And so when you think about the segment that we did before the break and what you're doing to win on social media, what are some things that really stand out to you as like must-dos for yourself?
Yep, so one of the big things now that Taylor, Kerrigan, and I are implementing is that I have to post every single day, Monday through Friday, on my story that I'm just showing my audience that I'm working. Okay. And I've been getting a lot of results from that. Like, people are commenting on things like, hey, where's that house? What's the price of that house?
Yep.
Or you're at the office early, I don't get to work till 9 o'clock. So it's just
Yep.
ways just to engage. And then also I have to post 3 times on my page per week.
Okay, so 5 days a week stories.
Yeah, 5 days a week stories.
And 3 days a week actual posts.
Yeah,
which could
just
be a
work
photo
related.
or a reel or something like that.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And then with Alana's talk, and I'm just not so more so conscious, like, hey, it needs to be video for the most part.
Yeah.
And just doing that activity, like when I was walking the other day, a client texted me and I just made a video about that question. Mm-hmm. And that's just something my fitness coach actually taught me too, because he posts like 6-7 times a day. Like, it's 14 stories a day, like, it's crazy.
Yep.
And he says, don't try to create, just document what you're doing every day.
Yeah.
And that's just an easy way to create content.
I think we take so many things for granted
Yep.
that for us, we think it's so basic, no one would get value from it. And so we don't document it.
Right.
And we never share it. But
Yep.
if you just document the silliest stuff, you shared something which is so fascinating to me, because when you did this, I'm like, dude, I've been saying we need to do this. Somebody needs to do it. And you're like, yeah, I tried it and it worked.
Yeah.
The home inspector thing, tell us about that.
Yeah, and it's actually crazy because Jeff was kind of ahead of this like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, not to toot his horn, but like, he was ahead of a lot of stuff 3-4 years ago. And he's been telling us, hey, you're at a home inspection, like, say, look at this, get the inspector on camera to talk about it. And then I'm just at an inspection. I'm just like, let me just get us a shot what Jeff's been talking about. And I got over 1,000 views on the video. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
he knows what he's talking about.
Yep. And what did the inspector point out, or what did he?
He just has some weird like infrared tool going. I thought, hey, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so
It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining. Yep.
Yep, that's why that works.
Yep.
So what are 1 or 2 things you've done specifically on social media that you've either gotten the most engagement or the most leads from?
So the biggest thing, it's kind of like what Kate was talking about, having your entire database on social media. So that's like a non-negotiable for me, because I think that's even powerful than the database cost, because you're just putting so many impressions on them every single week. You're staying top of mind. But the biggest was probably the giveaways, because I picked the day that most people aren't doing giveaways, which was Valentine's Day.
Yep.
And that was probably the biggest add to my database, because like that one video they posted, I got a closing from that one. I probably did like 5 or 6 buyer consultations just off that one giveaway, and it did over 100,000 views. So
wow.
Yeah.
And that's big. You can clap for that. Last year, I know, and that's one of the reasons why we were, putting, you're up here for a reason because of your success, but also because we wanted you to talk about expires on social media. You average 2 closings per month from social media.
Yep, that's correct. And on that giveaway thing too, I learned something here at Alana's breakout last year. Her and Bob were talking. They said, make your content shareable. So on that giveaway, I said, hey, share this with a friend to be entered. And that's how the video just caught wildfire. So
yeah, share this with a friend to be entered. And Bob's not in here because he's in the leadership thing. But any time you're doing a contest, they're more likely to do some of the harder things. So that's when you make some of those tougher asks. Tag someone, share someone, right? And you get that going, and now it spreads.
Yep. Yeah, it spread like wildfire. Like my Instagram account got like shut down because they thought I was like spamming people. Yeah, like it was my phone. It was crazy.
That's all right. And have you done a collaboration yet?
Yep, I did collabs. Yep, I've done collabs.
You've done a few? What was your most successful one?
So it's really the collabs we do together with the team. Just because I get to see you guys' audience and my audience. I collab with the inspector.
Yep.
But the best was with our team whenever I collab with you guys, because we already have a big following.
Yep. Have you collabed with any local businesses yet?
So that's on my to-do this year. So because I did my giveaway with Eddie V's, but now I'm going to actually make it more
Eddie V's is a restaurant.
Yep.
Yep, depending on what part of the country, and you might not know that. So you did a post with Eddie V's, but not a collaboration.
Not a collab with them.
Yeah. Okay. If you were to do that all over again, would you have maybe walked in there and said, "Hey, can we do a collaboration?"
Yeah, I would have did that over. Yep.
Yeah. Right. What is it? It doesn't hurt to ask. No different than calling it expired.
Yeah, and I'm giving them money too. So.
Correct. You're getting them business. That's why a lot of small to medium-sized businesses will say yes to a collaboration, because really the focus of the post is on their business. But the savvy ones will recognize the benefit of you doing it, so you can get in front of their audience, not just your audience.
Yep.
One of the things that we're doing this summer is a ice cream happy hour, and we're doing collaborations with local ice cream parlors, because a lot of local ice cream parlors are run by the kids of parents that own the ice cream shop, and so they're active on social media. So a lot of ice cream parlors or ice cream shops have a good social media following. Right. And because they're small businesses, they're small business owners, they're likely to say yes to that. So we're doing a 1-hour happy hour at a bunch of different local ice cream shops around town, including a collaboration, so that way it gets out to all of their followers, and of course invites our database. So you can really get 2 or 3 uses out of something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's on your list of things to do this summer too, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. All right, good. You seem more committed and motivated than ever before. You've been on the stage before.
Yep, I have.
Okay. What has changed?
So, like a big thing too, like I said, the fitness thing, it really helped me narrow my focus in a lot of areas in my life. And then also last year I got engaged. So, yep. So it's like life is just different now. Like I'm responsible for somebody outside of myself now, and we're talking about goals that we have and things we want to accomplish. So it's really just streamlining my thinking and helping me direct myself more towards my business targets rather than just having fun and just doing whatever I wanted to do. So
pretty good reasons there.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to ask you, you're an agent that without question could go out and have plenty of success on your own. Why do you stay on a real estate team?
I would really nail it down just to one word. It's really exposure. Like, there's nowhere else I could go and I can be surrounded by a bunch of agents like you guys and learning these type of things and just having access to certain people. Another thing, too, is our environment. If you walk into any of our offices at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, everybody's in there prospecting. And if you're in that environment, you're going to naturally do what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's listings and sales right there.
Yeah.
So it's just really environment and exposure is the biggest thing. That it's really impossible for other brokerages to almost really create it. So that's really why I stay with
Well,
the
we're
team.
hoping that they create it,
Yep.
and that's the reason why we do the lead-up events, because we want them to be able to duplicate what we do. And
Yep.
you know, Devonte, we believe there's plenty to go around. Anyone in here from Michigan or Detroit, we've always been an open book. We've always shared exactly what we do, and that's why there's breakouts. That's why there's a leadership session right now where they're learning what we do to create that environment.
Yep.
So I hope that they can create it for the industry, because that's really what this is all about at the end of the day. So let's hear it for Devonte. Nice job, Devonte.